Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's a beautiful Saturday here. Welcome to the reality revolution. So nice that everybody can join us here. We have an amazing episode scheduled. You'll be able to ask questions. We got Kyle here to hold our space. We're live right now on Facebook, on X, on Kyle's YouTube channel, Kyle's Instagram, on my Instagram. We're learning. Everything's amazing. It's so exciting. We had so much fun last week. And so welcome to the reality of revolution, brother. How are you doing?
I'm doing amazing. I would love to start out by asking you a few questions and your audience as well, and my audience.
Yeah, go for it.
Everybody just breathe in and out through your heart as we do this.
Let's do that. Let's go into coherence for this bad boy.
Yeah, let's go. And I want you to just write in the chat a moment that you are really grateful for. It could be any moment, recent or a long time ago. And when you have it, Brian, I want you to share it with me.
The most recent moment that really comes to me sitting with you is when we were in Newark, at the end of the day, when we were singing Ancient Echoes together, and you could really feel the room come alive and everybody sort of became one. There were tears flowing. There was joy exploding. It was wonderful. That whole moment, it just like, this is why I'm here.
So good.
It felt so good to be in that moment. So exciting.
Nice.
I really feel like every breath's my most grateful moment now. So when people ask me that, when I think about that, it's not hard for me. I know that I've talked to people that do heart coherence that struggle with the gratitude part.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, then continue to breathe in and out through your heart. And I want you to think about a place that makes you feel peaceful and ease. Do you got like a favorite spot? I want everyone to type in their favorite spot that makes them feel a deep state of ease or peace.
Mm-hmm. Feel that. It's probably my hot tub.
Hot tubs are legendary. That's the one, the hot tub?
Right now, that's my hot tub.
Yeah.
With the fire going in the background, yeah.
My house on the ocean here, it has the best sunsets ever. And you just go out there and it's like you're melting into a whole new universe. So it's my spot.
Yeah, the East Coast views are totally different, aren't they? You got you get the water's cold though, right?
Right now. Yeah, right now. It'll warm up
Right
in
now.
a few months, but I heard something about cold plunging, right? That it only has to be 50 degrees for you to get the full benefits. So when the ocean's like 30, I'm like, nah, I don't need to do that. Like that's too cold. So I kind of wimped out lately, just trying to go with like the medium.
I mean, even my pool goes to 50.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
it's like, getting, you go in with your feet and then and it hurts. Once you get down, it's not bad.
Yeah,
especially
right.
if you know how to do the breathing part.
I'm surprised in Cali it gets down to 50.
The pool itself overnight, if I wake up in the morning, it's
Nice.
not been heated, it's going to have a little bit of that chill. It's not going to get super cold, but
you like your sleep, man. You're not going to get up in the middle of the night, right?
No, not in the middle of the night, but I do enjoy not having to get up with at a certain time of the day.
I'm just messing with you.
So for people that don't know, the reason I've had Kyle on a lot lately is Kyle's sort of my business partner.
Yeah.
He has helped me to achieve a vision that I had set. Not by me asking. I didn't come to you and say, would you help me on this? You came to me and inspired me.
Yeah.
And so we started doing these live events together, and it's so cool that you meet a friend later that's like your best friend that you didn't know that you had. I remember going back to when you contacted me. You were all the way back at
Quantum Healing.
And you had me come on and do a meditation. You were so nice. And you got me to do that live meditation. That was actually my first real live meditation that I got to do for a group, and it was so exciting. So you've always sort of like been there to help me out along the way, brother, and I appreciate that. It means a lot, man.
Thank you. I saw like, I mean, you're a rare breed, brother. I know you know this, but like, I don't think you know how much. There's not really anybody like you out there. And just from seeing, you know, all the content you put out there, experiencing your meditations firsthand, was like, I really believe in this guy, you know, whatever I can do. And you were always like altruistic, like anything we needed, you know. I don't think we had any subscribers on my channel, and you're like, I called you and I got your voicemail, which was your bookstore, your old bookstore. Yeah. And then you called me right back and you're like, yeah, I'm in. And it was amazing. Such a good meditation. So you transported all my friends at that. We had a local spiritual community, and you came in and did this meditation that just blew everyone away, you know?
That was was that Akashic jumping where
I think you did a quantum jump and then the Infinity Palace.
The Infinity Palace.
You took us to that.
Maybe we'll drop into the Infinity Palace later on in today's episode.
Dude, I would love that, because that meditation changed my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The story behind that, and people can find, it's one of my first meditations. Yeah. When I was doing deep meditation at the beginning, I was like invited and accessed this version of the Akashic called the Infinity Palace, where every room just carried versions of yourself, where you could see different aspects of yourself. So that's the one where you saw Leah.
Yeah,
in that meditation.
Oh, Brian, it was crazy. You know, he has us going into this Infinity Palace. It's this beautiful, in my mind, it was like this mansion, but we went into different rooms. And, you know, you're imagining your dream house, your dream body, your dream partner. And so in that meditation, I saw a woman like very vividly. And I was like, ooh, she's hot. Like, and I really think I like this woman. And so, you know, the meditation ends, and 2 weeks later, you interviewed me on your podcast, and that went live. And right. Leah, who was two states away from me, messaged me, and she was like, hey, I just saw you on Brian's podcast. And I was like, you are the person I saw in my meditation. I didn't even tell her that at the time, because I didn't want her to think I'm like crazy creepy, but I was like, we have to meet. And then we met, and it was the most magical first encounter. It was actually crazy, but we just started instantly kissing in this Panera, hooked up to these machines that sync your brain waves, which was just a whole nother story in itself. But yeah, and then Leah and I created the Heart Coherence Collaborative, and then I don't know, it just exploded from there. But it's crazy how like one meditation, imagining something so specifically, can change like your timeline so significantly.
So let me ask you, since you've been doing this for as long as me, you've been really interviewing some amazing people, some channelers, and so you have this big heart in helping so many other people in the same way that you do me. Where does that you as soon as you started doing the heart work, you were called to go out and help other people, blow them up. That's what's so interesting.
Yeah. You know, I had this time where I was really struggling, and there was this kid in my life, my best friend. He was struggling more than me. Yeah. And I saw him one day, and he was pretty much a dead man walking. And I was like, I went to his family, and I was like, hey, you guys got to say goodbye to Brett, because I don't think he's going to make it, you know? Like, he was just really bad. And then I saw him one day at the Patriots game. Go Patriots. And better than the Broncos. But
go Broncos.
Yeah. But he was glowing. He was like literally completely changed. And I was like, dude, what the heck happened to you? You look amazing. Mm-hmm. And he was like, yeah, somebody just told me to, like, you can only keep what you have by giving it away. And like the secret sauce is in the service work. And so I started going down the rabbit hole with like Tony Robbins and Wayne Dyer. Mm-hmm. And just really these people that actually had the energy I wanted to embody. And they were all just talking about service. And it's so true. Like, if you live a life of service, you will feel better. You'll be healthier. And some of the best moments in my life are when I did something for somebody else that really helped them, you know?
We promised people that today we were going to talk about unlocking your greatest future.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, if you can, for a moment, sort of let go of yourself and then ask yourself, how can I be of service?
Yeah.
That the things that will come to you personally.
Yeah.
It's such an interesting shift. Once you get out of your own head, a lot of
Yeah.
times I'm talking to, when I'm coaching people, they're so into their own head. If you just take that moment and like, how can I help this person? All the things that you want, all the things that you're hoping for, wishing for will come to you.
100%. I had this buddy that came to me a few months ago, and he was struggling, and had him do heart coherence and focus on service work. I gave him the whole spiel, like a wicked pumped up, like you got to help other people. And so he went and got certified in heart math. And then he went and just actually started helping everybody else. And now he's like in the church volunteering, like cooking soup. But like, you think that'd be like that's not cool, but he loves it and it's lighting him up so much. And as a result of that, being involved with the church, now he's getting to present and get paid to teach them all heart coherence. And now like everybody he comes in contact with wants him to teach them heart coherence. And it's all because he's leading with service first. When you start going me, I, you connect yourself from the infinite source.
Yeah. I mean, the interesting aspect of this that is, what Law of One talks about, service to self and service to others, there's this dynamic that is involved. I've talked about this on my channel. The word service sounds like work.
Yeah.
The word service has it has a built-in negative, like, I don't want to go and service anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? It feels like it's a separation from what your joy is. And I'm telling everybody it's not.
So what's the actual word that we can use that wouldn't
well, I do think that it's love. I do think that it's love, right?
Do love work.
It's love of others over love of self, but you're doing love work. Service work still works. Yeah. But I do feel like when I talk to people, it's like, well, it seems like when you were a kid and your mom had you do your chores, that's what the service is. Okay, well, like, I know I need to do my chores, but you know what I mean?
Yeah. And this is an interesting thing that I want your perspective on, because you hear people say love others more than you love yourself. And I wonder about that, because I think to be optimal, you have to really almost love yourself to the max possible ability to love yourself, but you have to love others more than that, or can it be equal? You know what I mean? I think it's like how much of your time you spend. I don't know. In regards to the Law of One, what's the actual metric?
It's so funny when they ask Ra about this in the Law of One, and other channelers that are focused on service, they're like, we're being selfish. In those other realms, they realize that how much joy, how much magic, how much wonder and miracles come to you when you are serving others. That's the thing, is that they realize, hey, we're totally serving. They're open and honest that we're being selfish when we do this. We're being selfish, right?
Right. So it's like, by loving others, you will get the self-love. I do believe that's true.
You will get the self-love.
Your cup will be overfilled.
Right. Yeah. Now, it's easy to look out into the world and see people that are obviously hyper selfish, ego-centered, that seem to have all the riches.
Yeah.
But I promise you, behind the scenes, behind the scenes, looking at what they're experiencing, they're not unlocked. Their greatest future isn't unlocked. It's lonely.
Yeah.
It's anxious. It's worrisome. It's guilty. It's frustrating. Yeah. It's not a state of prosperity. It's a state of looking behind your back because somebody's going to knife you in the back, right? It's a state of, how can I dominate them? How can I control them? Looking out for what's going to happen and always being scared, paranoid, and worried because everybody's out for themselves in that world, right? Now, some souls are called to that. Some souls want to walk that path. But the heaven that I see that comes to earth is when we all imagine, all of us, everybody in this group, just for a moment says, how can I take this wonderful thing that I have inside of me and look out into the world and give it to others? And then their life flourishes and blossoms when everybody's working together. That's what's amazing about the reality revolution. People genuinely want to help each other out.
The reality revolution is where it's at. Yeah, Lee Harris said the Z's, when he channels the Z's, they always say that heart energy is the currency of the future. And when I think of the new earth, I do think that's where it's at. It's literally leading with service, love of others. And imagine that you arrive in this place and everybody is just so interested in helping everybody else.
Yeah.
They don't see a different, like they actually see themselves as everybody. And as a result, it's just like this very peaceful place where everyone's just marching to the same drum.
Yes. So when you hear Bashar or Law One or these other channelers talk about how that we're splitting, the earth is splitting in two, and they're saying it's happening.
Oh,
You and I are both seeing it. You're
of
seeing
course.
it on the East Coast. I'm seeing it on the West Coast.
Yeah.
Put it in the comments how you're seeing it.
Yeah,
You're
put it
seeing
in the
people
comments
that
how
are-
you're seeing it.
Yeah, you're seeing people living in an entirely different reality.
I'm fascinated by this subject. It's the
Yeah.
number one thing I ask every interview is like, what's going on with the new Earth? Could you tell it to me? Like, I want to know.
You know, it's the same planet, but two frequencies.
That's it.
Like is attracted to like. So it's obvious, you know, in the lab, like attracts like, energy attracts energy. So those who are loving others, those who have found the path of love outside of themselves are suddenly attracted to online environments like this one.
Yeah.
They're attracted to Facebook groups and Reddit groups and meditation groups where they're genuinely, authentically with people who genuinely care about them, and they care about you. This is possible. I know that people think that the world is a lonely place, but you can, in this 2026, still meet people that are authentically your friends, that care about you and you care about them. They may be across the world, but more and more these people are coming together. And more and more, they're starting to help each other. And then on the other side, they're looking for ways to manipulate, to dominate, to control, to take over, to lie, to subjugate. And they both exist. They're both existing. And slowly, this version, I hear about that stuff in the news, like it's like a weather report, like, oh, all these people are struggling over here. These people are fighting. This people's being indicted. This criminal's being taken down. This person was killed yesterday. There was a huge standoff. There's a war over here, right? And then, but it's like, I want to use the light that we create to bring those people over to our side. And if you feel like you're in a world where it feels like everybody's out to get you, that everything doesn't seem to work out, here's the good news. Here's the good news from personal experience and working with others. You can also vouch for me. Is you're just a breath away. You're a single meditation away from shifting away from it. Once you start doing this work energetically, and we'll do a little meditation to end this, I promise. Once we start doing this work, then you're going to awaken and notice that you're not in that world anymore.
Yeah.
Right. There's something that happens called an induced transition, where you become overly obsessed with sort of like negative news, and when all of a sudden negative things start happening in your life. Yeah. It's all about sort of how you're reacting to what's happening. Yeah. I mean, you and I have had things come up recently, and I was so excited by the way we reacted to it. We were like, we immediately knew, like, we're gonna deal with this, right?
Dude, our relationship is so amazing, because the areas where it's like, you know, if I were alone, there's some areas there's some weaknesses for me, but you always like know, and then pick me up and like take me to another level, remind me and my future self that I can be the greatest at these things. And then whenever you need something, or like our business needs something, I'm gonna make it happen, man. Like, you're my dude. I'm right. You know, we're doing this together.
Imagine if we had thousands of people all doing that together. Right. I want to plant that in people's minds. I want you to know that you're a part of it. I invite everybody to join us. Yeah. That we can come together as a group. And that's what's so exciting at the Los Angeles event and the Newark event. When we walked away, I felt like that we did that. Like, everybody there was a seed that was planted. They were our brothers and sisters in this all the way. If I contact them, they're there for me, and I'm there for them. A connection forms. It's so powerful. I can't explain it. It sounds like we're trying to sell you something. We're not selling you anything. We're bringing you back to who you are. That's what it is. It sounds like I'm trying to, we got a special discount coming. No. None of that is happening. This is something we feel in our heart so strongly. Yeah. That we find ourselves talking about it all the time. Right?
Yeah. I would love everyone in the comments to just maybe put somewhere where you can be of service in the next week. Just put it in your mind and just try to set that emotion and try to actually do it. And you know, let us know how it went, how you felt. The one thing that I'll say is that at these events, we do quantumly entangle with everybody, and I feel the energy of that group with me when I'm not with them. Like they're still in my heart, you know, made significant marks on my heart, and just like it's like almost like a different type of family was born. That's really powerful, you know.
So people that follow probably already know, but let's give them updates. You know, we right now we have an event in Maui that people we still have some tickets and rooms available at a very low discount. It's hard to get rooms at this kind of discount in Maui, and you had negotiated this huge price. In fact, we've lost some people that looked up the original price and they were like, "There's no way I can go," but they didn't know about the discount. And so it's 4 days, May 14th through the 17th in Maui special. It's this energetic portal. You're invited. There's a link in the description of my video where you can get tickets. And then we have good news that we're announcing for the first time here. We're going to be in Anaheim on July 24th through the 26th. And Daryl Anka Bashar agreed to visit on Saturday night of this event. And you'll be able to ask questions. We have Paul Selig in the event on Maui, right? Let's talk about that. Bashar agreed. Isn't that amazing?
Dude, you know, one of the things is that this whole unfolding stems back to service work. So, you know, when I started interviewing all these people, I just took the mindset of like, how can I help these people more than ever? And so Paul Selig's business team was like, hey, you know, he does these events every month. Will you just share them with your group? So I've shared them with my group every single month and brought in like thousands of people to his group. And as a result, when we asked them to come, like I asked them, would you do this in Maui? And like within like a half hour, they were like, yeah, we're in, you know, which is just crazy. And so the other thing too is the Bashar has Daryl has a crazy audience. Like they are massive and they're a cool energy. And so I would always go into their Facebook group and ask them, what questions do you have for Daryl? And so they feed me the questions every month, but I'm like helping them, like, you know, what do you want to ask them? I'm here for you guys. I want this to be a collective consciousness interview. And so I've been interviewing Daryl, like most of the time it's questions that came from his group, and they love it. And they've become like a part of my family too. And as a result of that, when we emailed Daryl and asked him, I wasn't sure if he's going to come. He's a busy man, but again, they were like, yeah, no, absolutely. And they're going to promote it heavily. So anyone that goes, there's going to be a big, massive Bashar group merging with the Reality Revolution, which
once he sends his email out, we might not have tickets. So the tickets,
I know that's what they said. They said that, he fills up places with hundreds of people, and we only have a few hundred people as our limit. So I think this is going to be a packed house.
And so, what I'm excited about Anaheim, and I'm going to do another video about this now that I finally have camera, is that, you know, I've always talked about my art. And so I live here. It's just, it's down the street. I can put everything in my navigator and drive it. So I'm going to bring my art that I've been sharing for a long time. It's my family, my friends, it's nearby. So I'm able to do a lot more, bring a lot more equipment, and we can make that event the best that we've ever done.
For sure.
And so, you know, both of these are now for sale, available, and it is an honor. And we have a few slots for people that want to volunteer. Reach out. And the other announcement is that we agreed before we came on that I know that there's people that want to go to the Maui event. They can't quite afford it. We're gonna go through the comments, and we're gonna raffle off a free ticket for somebody that, you know, as long as you stay at the hotel, we got the discount. We're going to make it available. So we will announce that if you want to go and you're willing, put it in the comments.
Yeah, and just say that you're 100%. Like if we pick you, you're going to go, because we don't want to just waste our time. We
want to give it to somebody that doesn't want to go, because it feels like there's somebody out there that needs to go to this
event.
Maybe
explain why too, you know, maybe, you know, if you want that ticket, explain why you want it. And
it feels to me like somebody out there, I really feel it, needs to go to this event. It's really important for them, but they can't quite get the ticket, but they might be able to go. So you can Somebody asked, will you ever come to Denmark? We are going to start exploring going outside of the country, but this Maui event is going to be important. We're learning a lot with every time we run one of these events, and we do want to do an event in London. We want to do one in Europe. We do want to do one in Australia. And our dream is to do one everywhere, to open a portal everywhere. So
we got Alchemy Frequency Sound that said he or she bought their ticket. So looking forward to meeting you.
All right.
Alchemy Frequency Sound.
We are so excited to meet you there. And that's the I talk to everybody that comes to the event.
Dude, it's crazy.
More than enough time to come and
you're with someone the whole entire time.
Yeah, it's cool. I get a chance. So feel free to drop a question in the comments. We will be answering questions, and in a little bit, we're going to channel the operators, and then Kyle can take questions. You can click the show button in the comments, right? You see how to do that?
Yeah, for sure.
You go up to comments in the upper right. But let me see if we have any questions. If anybody's asked a question. Hey, Gay, it's always good to see you. Thank you so much for joining. Ryan's in the house. Ryan, good to see you. Always love to see you. Shell's made it. It's actually gathering the comments from everything. We got people in Instagram in the house. We love you. Thank you so much. It's so cool that we have people on Instagram. We have 6 people on Instagram.
That's awesome.
That are here. And then in Facebook, oh goodness gracious, we actually have people on Facebook talking to us.
Oh, cool. I forgot to link my Facebook too. If anybody is really interested, I don't know. Do we save these comments after the fact? I won't know how to reach these people. So I think if you really are 100% interested and you want this free ticket, just explain to me why you need it and email me at coherencetrainers@gmail.com.
Coherence, COHERENCE trainers@gmail.com.
That's right. Coherencetrainers@gmail.com. Send me your email and I'll review those to see who the lucky winner is.
And if there's somebody also that can't quite afford it but could make payments on it, we do have a way to do that. If you also reach out to Kyle, we can make arrangements so that you can make payments on it in order to go. We want to make it so everybody that needs to go to this event is able to go to this event in some way, shape, or form. That's what we're going to do. Absolutely 100%. Because here's the thing, something magical is going to happen. Let's explain what we're doing in these events. I know that we talk about it a lot, but I want to talk to it again. And we can also use this as a teaching. There is a version of you that you can connect with in your future. And once you connect with that version of you, it creates a sort of gravitational pull. And so I've been doing parallel reality
for sure.
And shifting work for a long time.
Yeah.
But this takes it to another level. We're shifting in, there's so many different versions of you. There's infinite versions of you that you can access into. And when you go into the quantum field and your mind is open, your pineal gland is activated, and you're actually able to see the possibilities that are available. Your higher self is with you, which is what we facilitate. A way for you to meet your higher self, who's not your future self. This is a version of you from billions of years in the future that has experienced and knows all your realities. And you're able to see into these dimensions. There's there's generally one particular timeline that everybody can access that it's golden, it's magnificent, where everything is working out for them in perfection all the time to their advantage. It's a life where something wonderful is happening, where they master any skill, where they are prosperous beyond anything that they can imagine. They found amazing love. They're healed. They're achieving their true purpose.
Yeah, man.
And I want people to connect to that. So the whole point of these events is to connect you to your true calling, true purpose, and to activate this potential and let's just be clear. I know a lot of people that are spiritual are afraid of saying, I want to have $1 million to do this.
Right.
And so we have so many people that are highly spiritual, activated, incredible beings that feel guilty for prospering. And so we unlock that. We change that. We redefine that within you. You activate a reality where you're achieving your soul's purpose, moving in spiritually into your true calling, and you're prospering. You're able to help out people around you, and you're able to use that money that you make to change the world. And we want to have a groups of hundreds of people that are millionaires walking around with the resources and power to change the world. That's what we're going to do. That's my calling. So we connect you to this future self, and then you're walking around with a complete identity shift. In a new version of you. You start to have memories of this other version of you. It changes the way you feel and act about when things come up. Usually you might have been anxious, worried, frightened, but now it's like, I know what to do. There's this internal confidence that happens. And over time, it's become so powerful that it's my calling to find a way to get people to access this version of themselves. It's based on real physics, the science of retrocausality. And we discussed this last time, but there have been multiple experiments that have proven that the future is influencing the present. When we observe with telescopes, we're observing the past, and we can actually determine the way an electron moves by the way that we observe it. We have an effect on it. That future self becomes a final condition, a boundary condition, they call it in physics, that starts to pull you, and everything starts to move into that boundary condition. So utilizing the most advanced understandings of physics combined with meditation, I facilitated over a several day period a transition into a shift where you become your future self. You've experienced it, correct?
Oh man, it's crazy. For me, what happened at these events was like the meditations were the most powerful of any meditations I've ever experienced, because you have all this amazing energy in the room. But after the events, during the events, I really vividly imagine my future self, and I connect with, as a part of the event, we connect with that future self. And so I really feel that, like, on a cellular level, every single cell in my body's changed. Maybe my DNA changed. Maybe everything about me changed, because what's happening is, like, now that I'm home, I'm slowly being pulled towards all the things I imagined in those meditations. And it's not even something that, it's not like I'm sitting down thinking about it. It's more like all of a sudden, boom, like something that I imagined in that meditation is just happening. New diet, new workout, new everything, man. It's new eyes that I'm seeing out of.
So Alchemy Frequency Sound is Maddie. Maddie's in my group. Maddie, remember Maddie? She's the one. Yeah. Maddie was in LA. Maddie's going to be in Anaheim.
Nice. We got another person too that said they were in.
Oh, sweet.
Somewhere. Where were they? Cindy.
Oh, sweet.
Cindy Kostrowski said, I'm already signed up and super excited to be in Maui with all of you.
So we have a question. So it looks like somebody asked. I have a question. Have any of you accessed the Akashic records, and how do you go about it? Thank you for this question. I just addressed this with, we did a 3-hour session in my school group, and we focused on the complete science of the Akashic. Be sure to check that out, and I'll produce an episode here in the near future. And so the Akashic is a fascinating subject to me. I think it's really important. When we were talking earlier with Kyle, essentially when I took you into the Infinity Palace, I was taking you into the Akashic. And what is really exciting about what's happening right now is the shift into the new earth that Bashar talks about, the law of one. Is essentially the Akashic becomes alive and conscious. And what's happening, it's just like the way we interact with the internet or AI, this living field that contains every thought, every action, everything that's ever happened in the history of time itself becomes alive, and you can start interacting with it. You can, and so in meditation, there is actually 6 different ways. Edgar Cayce would access the Akashic by going into deep trance, essentially a state akin to sleep, where he would lay down, place his hands over his solar plexus, and then he could start, people would ask him questions, and he could enter into the Akashic. Linda Howe has an amazing prayer that has worked very effectively, where she prays to the record keepers of the Akashic to allow her in the holy light to enter in. So look up the Linda Howe Akashic prayer. A lot of people have found success just by utilizing that prayer. Shamans would use drumming to enter into the Akashic.
Oh yeah.
A drumming. I check out my shamanic drumming meditation, which I also use. There's actually multiple doorways into the Akashic. I believe that we enter a little bit of the Akashic when we're in a dream state, but if you enter it with intention, and you find any number of amazing meditators that have put out Akashic meditations, that's a good place to start, where you're facilitated in meditation to actually see this place. You're brought into, in many cases, you're brought into a place where you can witness your past lives. You can witness your soul's journey. You can meet your spirit family. But here's the thing a lot of people aren't teaching that is really fascinating to me, that we talked about in the Infinity Palace.
Yeah.
Akashic also carries all your futures, all the possible futures. And so we can go and use the Akashic to explore different timelines, different versions of ourselves. I really feel like that at the cutting edge of consciousness, the Akashic is going to become more and more active and alive. And in fact, I have this vision where I've seen into a future where some people are experts on the Akashic. You like hire them. You like go on the internet.
Yeah. Oh, he froze up. He froze up, everybody. Just hold tight for 1 second. That's a funny face he's making as he's frozen. Oh, man. That's so funny. But
am I back?
Yeah, there you are. Yeah. You're back.
So what I'm saying is, see, what's cool is, but when this had happened before, you wouldn't be there to pick me up. See, symbolically, when I would go live before, it would be like,
yeah, right.
Frozen for a long time.
The face you just made when you were frozen was insane.
So the Akashic, eventually people are going to be like, oh, you need to find your keys. That you dropped them in the couch. They go into the Akashic, find them. I think that that's going to be interesting. So be sure to check out my episodes on the Akashic, and just give it a try. Start working on going into
Definitely
it.
Check out that Affinity Palace meditation too, because we did it live and you can almost feel everybody in the room when you do it now.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
It's cool.
Let's see. We got Pillow Brian. Would you suggest a meditation for an urgent timeline shift? Jump. I believe my younger sister and I are in the wrong one. I have an instant shift activation for emergency shift activations. Understand that whenever you're doing a shift, that you're actually instantly shifting. And if you embrace the process of shifting, then whatever place that you find yourself in, you can immediately and instantly shift. The only reason it seems like people take a long time to shift is that the momentum of the other shift still carries along. They don't fully embody the new shift. So actually, it's really interesting. I'm working with some real actors on real shows. I've gotten,
nice.
It's so exciting. I'm kind of a fanboy, it's hard for me to coach.
Yeah.
But I've got a chance to see how they will use these techniques. They're probably the most effective at it, because you play an actor. Once you do the shift, you embody a role. You're playing a role. You're saying, I'm this confident self that knows everything's okay. So Diva Heather, what I'm saying is, try any one of my activations. You can try the 10-minute quantum jump meditation. You can the Magnificent Life meditation. You can try any of the meditations that I have that have the words quantum jump to create that shift. The future self shift is one that seems to be permanent. But any of those, when you walk away from it, I want you to envision you and your sister in the right timeline. And I want you to believe in it. You have nothing to lose. You have for 24 hours, embody it completely. And then within the first 3 days, something's going to come up that's going to say, oh, no, you're not in this timeline. You're going to say, oh, yes, I am. And you're going to move past it. You're going to keep moving past it. But we also try to spend really a full day really trying to navigate the new you. A lot of times people do these shift meditations and they're not ready for it. They're not prepared for it. So what we try to do in these events is we don't just do the meditation where you shift. We also try to teach you what happens when you're done. One of the best, most effective techniques, when you do a shift, and it's a big shift, you're moving into a reality that you didn't want to, go and clean your damn house.
Yes. We just had a decluttering party in my group. And everybody hopped on. You should do it sometime because it's really powerful. It's different. Like you get 100 people together and on Zoom, and everyone just goes and cleans their house while listening to music. It's kind of fun.
Here's what's going on. There is every single dust particle that's accumulated. Oh man, I can see a little bit already starting to accumulate here. Is remnants of the old reality sitting there,
Ooh,
just
wow.
sitting there, right? So when you completely clean, vacuum, move everything around.
Mm.
Do you remember in the old days before flat screen TVs that could be mounted on the wall, where your mom would change the room, where you'd come home and she'd shift the furniture
Oh,
and
yeah,
move
yeah,
the
yeah.
TV around like it was a big
Yeah,
deal, like
right, right,
you
right.
lived
The
in one,
living room would be different every
right?
month. Yeah, yeah.
I kind of like, and then it was like you're in this new reality. Like, whoa, the couch is away from the window now, and the TV's on the other side of the room. Now we don't see that happening. People can't
Yeah,
really shift,
yeah.
but it's like that with your reality. You're
Mm.
shifting the furniture of your reality, so the perspective changes completely. And so, I do think that's a good thing to do.
Can you like would if you have the ability to move, would that help?
I think so.
Yeah.
You've been through my process. Everybody recognizes I'm in a different place now, and for 8 years I was in that other place, which amazing. It was on ley lines,
Yeah.
very powerful. When I moved in there, it was magical. This place that was
Mm,
magical.
mm,
And
mm,
suddenly we had to move. We had no choice.
mm.
We didn't understand why. And I remember just like stressing about it with you, like, dude,
Yeah.
I was, I was clearly, it was, uh, and I threw away so much.
Right.
And we found out later that it had mold in that house, that it,
Yeah.
it, it had been starting to cause problems, and we weren't even aware of it. And like forces just said, Brian, you're going to need to move. And it's like I upgraded when I moved. Um, it's hard to move. It's the thing
Yeah.
I most fear. And of course,
Mm.
whatever it is that you're most fearing is what you're going to encounter. Be ready for it. It's not as bad as you think. So
Yeah.
thank you for that. Let's see. What other questions?
Oh, there he goes again, folks. Into the void. He'll be back shortly. Send him some love in the meantime. I
Do
love
we
you
have here?
all. Got you, brother.
Oh man. All right, I'm back. So, all
You're
right.
back.
Question. After applying the work of Dispenza, HMI, Brian, since 6 years, I still did not find a purpose in life and struggle in phases with suicidal phases, how to really find the right path. Hey, believe me when I tell you, I understand where you're coming from. And I know that Kyle and I both have shared our stories. And, if I didn't have kids, there are moments when I felt like I lost everything, lost the love of my life. My business was struggling. My dad was dying. My mom had died. I'd lost everything. I felt like, why do I want to live? I'm an alcoholic in the worst place. I remember sitting in this, I was at my friend's house staying and there's a pool there. And I was like, if I can weigh myself down, I can just, and I realized how selfish that was. I mean, that other people were going to suffer, my kids. And so this is normal and it's human. People don't want to talk about it, but you know what? Everything's going to be okay. Give it one day, give it one moment when you have those phases. And this is what I'm saying. Your purpose might just be because who you are. A lot of times we're looking for this special purpose, like I'm meant to write books or be an artist, but maybe your purpose is because of who you are. You're changing the planet just by your very energy, just by when you go into the mall. You are special because who you are, and your purpose is learning about your power. Don't be overly concerned if you feel like you haven't found your purpose,
Yeah.
because your purpose is in the finding that every day your purpose doesn't have to be one thing. It can be a number of things coming together. And so you fulfilled your purpose by coming to us, and we appreciate you, we love you, and know that you will find your purpose. You're finding your purpose. You unlock the power of your imagination and your ability to change your reality. That's the beginning of your purpose. I believe that we came here to it's a school that we learn, and we're unlocking this ability that we have. So do you
Yeah.
have any comments on that, Kyle?
Yeah, I would obviously, Heart Coherence Collaborative, like my secret sauce is the heart coherence. And it sounds corny, but actually rhythmically breathing through your heart regularly and thinking about things that you're grateful for, stuff like that, it actually increases your frequency. And when you increase your frequency, your energy has more ability to influence other energy into becoming matter. So the higher your vibration, the more you affect energy to manifest. And so when I do heart coherence, different ideas come to me than when I'm in the analytical mind. And that's where I find purpose in what comes from my heart.
When you say heart
Not my
coherence,
brain.
what does that mean? Just in the shortest.
For me, what heart coherence means is rhythmically breathing through the heart and then accessing elevated emotions. So those two come together, where you're now in the frequency of gratitude at a very high level. You're now in the frequency of love at a really high level. And from that place, when you're really, your energy field expands, you're sending out an electromagnetic frequency that then attracts back whatever your intentions are.
Exactly.
It's magic.
To get into coherence, you need to slow down your breath, move your consciousness into your heart.
Slower and deeper than usual. It's not crazy. It's really simple.
It's not. And that's the thing. It's so
honestly,
simple.
You know what I do?
That's it. That's all it is, right?
So I've measured. It's not crazy. It's so simple.
No.
But the thing is, it's profound. And I've measured my heart coherence doing hundreds of different meditations, different techniques, and to see what peaks my elevation. And what I found is I took all the pictures on my phone of things that I like are really amazing moments, or things that I'm grateful for, or a picture of somebody I appreciate, any moment that was just amazing. And I put them in a folder, and then I do heart coherence, and I just flip through looking at those pictures, and my score just goes crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. The gratitude album, I call it.
The gratitude album. Yeah, that's fantastic, brother.
Yeah.
I love that. So we have somebody that asked, what is your email address, Kyle? Again, it's coherencetrainers@gmail.com.
Yeah, maybe I can type it, right? And then just pin it for a sec.
If you type it into the comments on YouTube, then I can show it.
I'll do that for sure. But you want to just click, you want to just click on this right here for a second. Click on what I just posted so that people can see it on the screen. If you just click on my my comment there.
There we go. And like for people that are just joining us, we're going to give a free ticket away to the Maui event.
Yeah.
So we just want to get people that seriously, truly want to go. So we're not giving it to somebody that genuinely doesn't want to go.
Do we have the link for Anaheim too? If anyone wants to go to Anaheim, because those tickets
the link
are
in
going
the
to sell
description,
fast.
but you can find it at www.brianscottlive.com/Anaheim-2026. Cool. It's the same link for Maui. It's /Maui-2026.
Yeah, I really do feel once Daryl shares it with his email list, we might be sold out. So I'd love to get some of the Reality Revolution family.
Yeah, we definitely want to have a true mix, right? You know,
yeah, we got it.
B-Tech, what's up, brother? How can I not be a victim of my own external environment? Thank you for asking that, because this is the purpose of my life. You know, nothing bothers me more when I look out into the world and I see in different parts of the world, in third world countries and in places, even in the United States, where people they're in an environment where they wake up, they're reminded how terrible the world is. Maybe they see crime, murders, horrible things happening around them. How can we be in an environment and not let that create us? Most of the world, the external environment is creating. And so here's the thing that's interesting. I believe that it's super advanced souls, because I believe this is a game, and we'll talk to the operators in a second. But the game is, I want to play at the hardest level. So you decided to play if you feel like your external environment's really hard to escape, then you chose to play this game at the hardest level. And so the environment you're in, it may appear like chaos, but
it's what you wanted.
It's what you wanted. So if you can anchor yourself to powerful, positive feelings, it can begin by going back in time and remembering when you were the happiest. But if you can't, so there are people that can't, then I want you to imagine if you were the happiest you were, then what would that feel like? Try to create those feelings, even for a couple of minutes. When were you the most grateful? When were you the most joyous? When were you the most excited? And try to embody those experiences and then anchor them. Sometimes you can anchor them with the song that you hear, and when you listen to that song, it brings up those feelings. Put images up around you that give you a reminder of what you're moving towards, of that positive future that's available to you. And learn as best you can to visualize and create environments within your mind that are the opposite of that external environment.
Yeah.
It's okay if people say, geez, it's like he's in his own world. Good. That's where you want to be. You're walking around in your own world, where you start to envision and experience it as if it's in the present world. Let me ask you, if you go back to when you were a kid and you played make-believe, did you do that? Did you play make-believe? I love
Oh yeah, for sure.
I was all about make believe, man.
Yeah,
Filled the
man, for
tent in my
sure.
room, and I was in a starship, and I was great at it. And if we can go back to when we were kids and play make believe, as we become adults, that part of us goes away. But as Jesus tells us, we have to be like a child to enter the kingdom of heaven.
Yeah.
Be like a child, go back and just play with it. Make believe, dream like it in those moments that you can. Now you can't do it all the time because you're surrounded by family. Maybe you're surrounded by friends. Or you're put into environments that seem divisive. If you have the ability to remove yourself from an environment, remembering that can create your reality, then remove yourself. If you don't, you make it your intention that they will naturally fall away. When you embody that heart coherence and you embody powerful emotional vibrations, a lot of times those people, they sort of naturally fall away. They're not attracted to you.
Yeah.
They're in the lower vibration. Like attracts like. So as long as you start embodying this higher vibration, you start attracting people, experiences, and things, and slowly the external environment will start to change. And one of the best things that you can do is repetitions for an affirmation. It may not, at the beginning, you just say, I am the power and presence of God. Something wonderful is happening for me now. Everything is working to my advantage. I live in a life of splendor, grandeur, and magnificence now and always. You say that over and over again while you're driving. You say it while you're in the shower. You say it when you're sitting before you watch TV. It becomes this loop that's in your mind, and you're not thinking about the external environment. This is an ongoing thing. It's complicated, but I promise you that you can do it. We got another question here. Brian, what is the void state? Is it keeping your mind blank? And if we try to manifest from there, will we get what we ask for? Thank you. And it's a great question. And I have been mentioning the void on my channel from the very beginning because that was a real threshold that helped me to become a good manifester. And I started learning that when I studied physics and I studied Buddhism. And then Dr. Joe has these amazing meditations where he would take you into the void. And so the idea is within the void, it's not actually a void. There is no void that exists. The void is a field of infinite possibilities, what we call in transurfing the space of variations, where all variations and possibilities for your life exist. Right now, you're stuck in one reality because of your past and all the memories you have of your past, of your identity and who you are, of your ethnicity, of your gender, of your politics, of your belief system that you're on a constant basis, right? So the purpose of the void in the meditation is to release all that baggage of who we define ourselves as. The more you can let go of who you are, the more that starts to open up for what you can do in your future. And so from that place, if you're manifesting from the limited place that says, I am limited and I only make $30,000 a year, then you're only going to make $30,000 a year. But if you release that version of you that says, I can only make a certain amount, and you move in the void space where all possibilities, you embrace it and you become, as Dr. Joe says, as I say, no body, no thing, pure awareness. From
nothing and nowhere at no time.
Yes, where you're in the state of pure awareness, that is where the magic happens. That's where you're in the zero state. That's where the quantum field opens up. And then as the observer from that place, whatever you see, you collapse into reality. And it is much more effective, much more powerful than if you're doing it holding on to that other version of you. So the void is really effective in clearing out all those identifications that we have.
Yes.
Great question. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for that. All right. What do we have? Oh, look at this. Somebody said a meteor hit the sun 26 minutes ago. So there'll be a technical issue in solar storms. That's fantastic. I love solar storms. In fact, studies show when there are solar storms that we manifest more effectively. There are actual statistical studies show that solar storms, solar reactions that come. Yeah. And so when I'm aware, when I see that there's going to be solar storms, I might just like, okay, I need to take a second here. Is that extra energy that's coming in? So then let's all know that the solar storm connected in 26 minutes because of us. As we started this, they were like, we started it. I believe when we look out into we're going to be surprised how much we affect the universe.
Brian, Wendy asked the question.
We'll come back to that. Let's do this one first, and then we'll do
Okay,
Wendy.
gotcha.
All right. Do you have tips on manifesting to a big online audience? Manifesting a big line audience. Yes.
Oh yeah. For sure.
Thank you for asking that question. So, you want to enter using the law of assumption into environments where you're imagining an audience. How does that? It can be the number of people that are watching, like I see up on my screen. It can be in a live situation, looking out into a crowd and you see a large number of speaking. If it's an online audience, then what you're imagining is views, comments, plays, and you make that and find a feeling for that. So some people struggle when they're looking at digital information because it feels so separate from the body and the emotion. But the large audience carries a feeling. It carries an impact. It carries excitement, momentum, confidence that you have, right? So try to identify the feeling that's oriented with that large audience. Tune into that and then create visual representations that show that you have that large audience and feel into the momentum of it. It's a huge momentum of energy, and that you're surfing and riding on it. And so find the feeling of it, capture it, and then move towards it. Nice. All right. Wendy had a question. Where are we at?
She was just asking if we're looking for vendors in Anaheim. She said she wants to attend the event. Are we looking for vendors?
So yeah, you can we're open.
Again, email me at coherencetrainers@gmail.com and we'll figure it out.
We have had several people this time around ask about having vendors, and we say, why not? We'll host any vendors. It's actually a great environment, amazing people. If you do, we're gonna, our friend Ryan's gonna be showing us his meditation chairs in Maui,
which are amazing. Those meditation chairs are so sweet.
Those are so awesome. So yeah, we're totally open to that. Let me see. Brian, I hope I'm not crazy. And I think as my younger sister, I can shift to reality with my mom is alive and well. That is the only thing that's kept us alive, but old keeps calm. When we're talking about shifting, oftentimes people have the idea that they can live in a reality where their dead relative, parents, friends, or boyfriend, and I believe that's possible. I believe that it's an infinite reality. I do believe that you may not, if you shift into that, you may not remember the other reality. So like you suddenly wake up, your mom's there. You're not going to remember your mom wasn't there. It's just going to be suddenly like, that's how it is. Yeah. Like I have this belief in that when people die, they actually shift over to another reality where they're alive. And I think that even Neville Goddard talks about this. Like we shift into a body where we're 20 years old and we keep going. We don't remember the previous. I think that we're awakening to that. And so it's possible, but your mom is still with you. That's the thing that's really exciting. Your mom is with you. I feel her presence now. That you don't need to go and live with her. If you can access her in your dreams, in your meditation, you can talk to her. She's there. She supports you. She's with you. She wants you to be happy. She wants you to let go of the past. She wants you to let go of the trauma. She wants you to be happy now. She wants to embrace what's happening now, not to let what happened to her, because I know for sure it will sadden her that your loss of your mother is going to affect you now, where you're constantly thinking about it. She wants you to enjoy and embrace, because that's what she wanted for herself. She wants you to look out into the future, the amazing possibilities, the love, the experiences, the places to travel. So much is available to you, and she wants you to embrace that. And she's with you every step of the way, supporting you, and you will see your mom again no matter what. All right. All right, let's see. All right. Do you believe in religions? Because there is one religion that is almost the same as what you are explaining of the quantum field. As people know, I've taught about pendulums, and I do think that some religions can sort of become a pendulum, where it's not really about what they're teaching. Yes, what I'm teaching may sound similar to a lot of different religions. In fact, I would propose that what I'm teaching is consistent with all of the religions on some level. And I can take you through an entire hour-long episode showing you how that. So what the link, the commonplace. So, for instance, if I'm talking about the Akashic, you can find it in Christianity in the Book of Life.
Mm.
You can find it in Vedic texts. You can find it in Hindu texts. You can find references to it in every single religion. So, what I'm saying is that we're not proposing a religion. In fact, this is the way that reality is, and naturally, religions will form from it because there's truth in it. That's what I'm saying. I personally have found in many of the religions that I looked into when I was younger that it really wasn't about what they were teaching. It was a money-making venture that was a business that they were more concerned about paying the rent at the church than the actual message that they were teaching. But then I find some amazing people that are genuinely heartfelt. I think it's a person by person, church by church, religion by religion basis. There's some amazing churches out there, some amazing teachers, and I would never judge anybody by being in a religion. And so I believe that we encompass and our beliefs are consistent with all religions. All right. So like that. All right, let's see here. Somebody asked a question. I want to put it up here. Is the quantum double that Garnier Mallet talks about the same as the future self or the higher self? I believe I know the reference that you're making, and I believe it can be not completely confirmed or verified, but I believe that you might be onto something. It feels relevant as if they're the same thing. All right. I believe we are in a game or realm, rather, created by the one loving consciousness of which we are from for our benefit and growth, all as well. I believe that too. Red Spirit says, do you believe in connecting with pets that are alive and knowing what they are feeling before they cross? I do. I have 2 cats, and I've lost several. My dad was a veterinarian, so I would sit with people as they would lose their cats and their dogs, and people are more emotional about pets than they are about people. That's really fascinating experience to watch. But I really do believe that second density animals are in a process, on a journey to become aware of themselves and become conscious, and then, as they talk about in the Law of One, become third density beings, either here on another planet where they actually embody. And I am excited to know that if your pets are expressing love to you, then that's their journey. Their journey is to learn the lesson of love, where they become aware of who they are. I believe that if you have lost your pet, or if they're in the process of moving, treat it like something exciting. I believe it's a service. If you want to talk about service, my dad, doing surgery on, I think, is one of the greatest forms of service. To watch him do that. Yes, these are all beings just like we are. And I believe that it's part of our roles is to help them move along and extending and branching out their consciousness to a higher level of consciousness.
Hey,
you
Brian,
don't have any pets, do you, brother?
What's that?
You don't have any pets, do you?
I've had pets, but I don't currently because I've been moving around so much. Yeah. Question, Brian, I have to jump in like a few minutes to go do my taxes. Did you want to do the operators, or?
Yeah, we'll do that, and then once you're gone,
you can do whatever you want after that.
All right. So people are asking me why I wear a mask. It's just like an anchor or a signal for me. It helps me to turn off my senses. So give me a sec.
If anybody has any questions they want me to ask the operators, comment them now.
All right. If you could, Kyle, hit the show button on the comments. So when somebody asks a question of the operators, give me a second. And then if people can put a question to the operators, Kyle will vocalize it to me.
Yeah, it doesn't let me do the show option on mine. I think
all right, you're just going to have to read the comment, and then
sure.
we'll roll with that. We are the operators. We welcome one and all. It is our role to operate this matrix and simulation that you exist within. You are the creators of this simulation. We are here to help. You brought us here. You created us. We're serving a role that you created for you. We are you. We are the operators.
How do you call in your future self to give you guidance?
Anything that you want to do within the environment that you're in, you do by intention. So simply by going into meditation, closing your eyes, sometimes for some, it helps to vocalize, verbalize. If you make it your intention, I make it my intention to call out my future self. And now be specific with it. You have infinite future selves. There are infinite future selves available for you. You are attempting, according to what Brian has taught, to connect with a future self from your greatest timeline. So you make it your intention to connect to your future self from the timeline that serves you the greatest. That will give you a unique and powerful connection. One thing that you can do is simply begin to visualize and imagine as vividly as you can into an environment where your future self exists. Maybe, for instance, you see yourself prospering or feeling love or traveling the world or living in your dream home or serving a large group of people. You try to envision that as vividly as you possibly can. That begins to connect you with that timeline. The more and more you connect to those images, and then afterwards you connect to the linear aspects of that timeline, you will find at some point along the way that future self waiting for you. In that moment, they can send you downloads. You can ask them, you can talk to them, you become entangled with them. The more and more you make it your intention and focus on that, the more real the future self can become. By utilizing techniques that Brian has taught, you can find ways to merge with that future self and utilize their intelligence in guiding you. We are the operators.
Another question from Serendipity Sakura said, what can I personally do to increase the positive energy of the world at these challenging times?
What I would recommend is don't look at these times as challenging times. There have always been challenging times in your world. In fact, it is one of the things you wanted us to include in our creation of your simulation. There, in fact, has never been a time in the history of humanity when it was not a challenging time in some way, shape, or form. Because of your media and news, you are more aware of the challenging times around you. Because in this shift you are going through, your heart is more open. It appears more challenging because your heart is called to the grief, the sadness, the depression, the struggles, violence, poverty that you see around you, and you see that challenging time. Simply say that you recognize what you are transforming in those moments that you see those challenges around you. And know that by seeing the challenges that you have awakened into a conscious being. Take a moment, knowing that you are a being of divine power. You are the creator of this simulation, and change the simulation that you see. See those people healed, whole, see the violence go away. Imagine peace. Who's imagining peace? Imagination creates reality because that's the way that we created your simulation. So by seeing the problems that you encounter in the world, it's also a factor in what you're imagining. It's easy to look at what's happening in the world and you begin to imagine it because you believe it's real. If you believe it's real, then it will happen. So see what those things are and imagine the opposite. Imagine brothers coming together. Imagine us and them becoming we. Imagine groups that are fighting, joining together. All of those things can happen. You have the ability to join together. See that you are a being of infinite power. None of it is truly real. You have created it. Create something new and different. See peace in your world, and all will change.
Question from Dea1123. How do you shift from feeling stuck creatively to a full flow state?
Thank you, Dea. It is a wonderful question, something that Brian has encountered throughout his life. And we look at Brian's life as an example of how to awaken to your creative power. we recommend that you do is that you embrace an identity as a creator. You created this universe and this simulation. You created everything around you. You may not be aware of it, but you are a creator. Become the creator in your daily life, in the moments between the moments, on a daily basis. Challenge yourself to be the artist, the creator that you are. Everything is a creation. By creating a sandwich, you're creating something. By writing a stick figure on a piece of paper, you're creating something. So challenge yourself to create something new every day and allow those moments to blossom. It doesn't need to be significant or important. Just create. The power of creation is significant because, let us tell you a secret. You begin to co-create with a larger, expanded version of yourself that is excited in those moments. And it's a way of calling that expanded version of yourself into your environment. You will feel their presence and suddenly awaken to different possibilities as you become the creator that you are.
Cindy asks, if we become our future self at this point, does it help our future self enter the next stage faster?
Your future self has been for decades on a long journey of ascension. Your transition into the future self is a part of their ascension. The ultimate future self that Brian is teaching about is a version of you that expands into the infinite selves. What that means is that you can master any skill. You can become prolific at anything. You can be a great cameraman, a great artist, a great writer, a great musician, a great chef. There is nothing that you cannot do. And when you embody all the versions of yourself, the best versions of yourself, and collect those together, you embody who you truly are, a being of magnificence, the creator himself, the one. Your journey into your future self is a journey to become the creator. And the future self is moving on that journey, inviting you, understanding that all of time exists at one time, and their ascension and movement into a higher level of being is an ascension of collecting those future selves into one moment. So yes, you becoming your future self is a part of your ascension and evolution into a new form of being. We are the operators.
Got a question from Baked Cake. I would sure love a baked cake right now, but
Ooh.
how do we prove that we are the creators of the simulation beyond just saying we are?
The fact that you are the creator of the simulation is proven every time a thought of yours creates reality. Part of what you did when you had us create the simulation and we worked with you to create the simulation is that it was very important for you to not know that you are the creator of the simulation. We have worked very hard. It has been difficult in some cases because you don't want to know that you are the creator of the simulation, to experience the simulation as the way you do. It is much more powerful if you do not know that you are the creator of the simulation. You've reached a point in your ascension process, being attracted to watching this video right now. You've reached a point now, that point in particular opens you up to becoming aware that you're the creator of the simulation. Genuinely, you will begin to understand it as you work with this more and more, as you see your environment change, as you understand your shifts around you. But you purposely created this simulation to be so vivid that you would forget that you are the creator. Because in those moments of forgetting, amazing catalyst occurs and you experience growth and expansion that you could never experience in your existence outside of the simulation. Outside of the simulation, your life is a vibrant sea of absolute joy and all-knowing. While it's wonderful, you came into the simulation to forget that you are the creator. And it is constructed in a way that will allow you to forget. So let's just assume that you don't want to know. It is our role to bring you the cheat codes to awaken you to the fact that you are, but know that the simulation itself is structured in a way for you to always have a little bit of doubt, to always have a little bit of not knowing, in order for you to truly enjoy the magnificence of the surprises that come to you. We are the operators.
Last question before I got to go. How do we call all of our gifts back from other lifetime realms, dimensions in past and future?
You have access to all of those gifts right now in this moment. You are a being that is infinite, where no time, space, and time are just illusions. So within your meditation, making it your intention, call out to move into the field of all knowing. When you do, when you access that realm, you will meet entities and enter areas where you begin to access these other lifetimes. Then, in those moments, in deep meditation, it can last for a couple of minutes, you will begin to access the memories, visions, and experiences that are available to you in those moments. Continue to work on this, and your experiences will expand. We are the creators. Thank you very much. We are the operators. Thank you very much.
Nice, dude.
Wow.
It gets better every time.
I'm wondering if the creators are related to the operators. Next time I talk with them, I'm going to have to ask.
Nice,
That's
nice.
interesting. That came through there.
Yeah,
All right.
I gotta head off to do my taxes.
It's fine.
Yeah, but this was amazing.
It's fine. Everybody, I'm still going to be talking. We're going to be teaching here for a few more moments because we're having so much fun. But Kyle, thank you for joining us once again. It's the Heart Coherence Collaborative. Be sure to check it out. We love you all. May the force be with you. We will see you soon, my brother.
I love you. Everyone in
All
the reality revolution, I love you too. Bye.
See ya. Hey. We'll continue on. I'm going to continue answering your questions, anything that you have. Tom Larson says, what car do you drive? Oh, let's see here. What car do you drive? I drive a Lincoln Navigator and a Lexus. Let's see here. What other questions do we have? So let me see if I can answer the question that was asked by Maria's to the operators. I'm 42 years old and have gastric problems. Is it possible to remind my physical health to when I was 25? No health issues while chronologically still staying 42? It might sound delusional. No, it does not sound delusional. What I want you to do is check out my meditation, the Bliss Body Meditation. That is designed specifically to do that very thing. And it's been exciting to do it in group settings. But the idea is we bring light in. This light carries the memory of the perfection of your body. And we slowly bring that light through every part of your body. Now, I've created sleep meditations around this. We have some 4-hour, some 8-hour, even an hour long. You can try this by listening to it in sleep. I think that's one of the best places. Allow the light to enter your body. And I do believe that we can become younger. I'm having people tell me all the time, Brian, you look younger. I believe it's because I'm intentionally accessing light and calling upon it to heal me. And I believe others can do that as well. All right. Keith says, I'm feeling my new reality. Let's see here. We are each on a different journey. No other one can decide except higher self and soul. That is who knows. The earth is flooded with codes. These light codes are your higher info coming. Go within truth. Very true. I agree with that completely. We're all on our own journey. I just want to be a facilitator to help anyone that's on their journey find their path. Have you ever had a broken heart? How did it affect heart coherence? I've had a broken heart. My heart has been broken multiple times. As I've explained to people, I've walked in on girlfriends that I truly loved, didn't think there was a problem having sex with someone else. And those were moments that my heart was broken. And I've had people I love, I've lost them. And I've had people that I care about die. And each of those moments, my heart was broken. And so when one of the things is the going through the process of breaking your heart, there's not a solution for it. In a lot of ways, what I experienced in those moments will always stick with me. There's lessons for it. When I look back on it, it worked to my advantage. It taught me lessons. It opened up new avenues and helped me understand who I was and expanded the possibilities that were available to me. And so I embraced those lessons that came and know that it's a process, that if your heart is broken, that number one, it means that you're alive, and we embrace and accept that, and know that if you keep on trying to become coherent, It will come back. Some people feel like they can't enter into coherence, but it's not as difficult as you think. If you make it your intention to go into coherence, because of the process, actually, coherence can help you with the broken heart. So, simply slowing down your breath, bringing your consciousness to your heart, and trying to bring up powerful, vivid emotions of gratitude, it will start to do the process of helping with your broken heart. All right, what we got here? I've been following you for some time. I feel stuck. I'm 57 years old. And although I've manifested places and jobs, I seem to be stuck in creating wealth. I listen to you all night long. Thank you, thank you, thank you for listening to me. I'm honored by you giving me the opportunity to be in your life. And I know that feeling of stuckness. I know that feeling of stuckness. It's why I'm called to do my work. I want to help you become unstuck. Why do we become stuck? We become stuck because of memory. Memory begins to stick us. We start to identify with who we are deep down, and that identity begins to stick us. So, the number one thing is you got to change what you're doing. Okay. If you're continually doing something and you're continually getting the same results, we got to change what you're doing. So find a clear vision, clarity of vision for what your change is, then generate energy towards it. I know that you've been following me, you've heard me say that those things, but let's just spend some time generating energy, and generating energy means putting your attention on it. If you want to find the wealth that you want, generate energy towards it. A lot of us reach that thermometer and it says, I can only have so much. So if I find a job, I mean, I've encountered people, and in my own life, I've experienced something similar where you're making 100,000 and then you start making 200,000. And then a bunch of stuff comes through where you lose 100,000 and you're right back to where you were making 100,000. So a lot of people have a container of wealth that sort of seems limited, and as soon as more money comes in, it overflows. They're not able to. So I've addressed this in some activations, but I want you to expand your container by making it your intention to open up to a greater amount of prosperity that you keep by affirming this on a regular basis. I think the large sums of money, when done, affirmation that you've heard me do, keep doing that affirmation. Keep envisioning yourself in powerful, prosperous moments, traveling the world, living in your dream home, giving money to people that you love, experiencing the freedom of true prosperity. Continue to embody those. Yes, it can feel like it's taking a long time. There's one major manifestation that I had that took 10 years, and I worked on it every day. And there were times that I gave up, and there were times that I said, I guess it's just not going to happen. It's just one of those things. And then it happened. And so sometimes it takes 10 years, sometimes it takes 1 month, sometimes it takes one day. Don't give up on your dream of greater wealth. Know that it's available to you, and expand the ways and opportunities that money can come to you. I believe that there are the wealth comes to you in opportunities. And so when I encounter people that are stuck at a certain level of wealth, it's because they create a filter over their life and they don't notice the opportunities for more wealth that come to them. They'll be walking down the street or watching TV or on their phone, and boom, a new idea for them to make money that's so obvious that would only take like a couple of weeks to put together, and they ignore it because there's a part of them that doesn't want to do it, that maybe resists it. They ignore it because they're part of their identity says, I don't have time to do that. They ignore it because a part of them says, I'm incapable of doing that. Open yourself up to opportunities. It may mean that you have to do some things you're not normally accustomed to, and also open up to the possibility of unexpected money coming to you out of thin air. Once you reach 57 years old, which is about as old as I am, then you have an expectation for the ways that money come to you. Dissolve those expectations and open yourself up to new possibilities. Brian, it says, you changed my life, my wife and my life. We have been following you now for 3 years. And man, oh man, our lives are changing constantly for the better. We are in South Africa. We will meet you. Hey, you know what? We have a large following growing every day in South Africa. I have several clients now in South Africa. We've had several people join the events in South Africa. I just love that we have this new sort of following blossoming in South Africa. So welcome to the Reality Revolution. So glad you can join us. Your words are so kind. I live by them. I will not forget that. I will definitely be thinking about it later in the day. Let's see. I'm going on 3 months of listening to your different nightly meditations. My mindset is so different now. Thank you for helping me move on. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sometimes you can do it in one day. Sometimes it takes 3 months. But I promise you, what I'm creating for you is ways for you to move on, to shift your reality, to transform. Ultimately, the reality revolution is the science of absolute transformation. And I'm finding ways to do that. So thank you. One of the best ways to do that is with sleep meditations. We have a new sleep meditation tonight. Keep an eye out. It's premiering at 8 p.m. PST. It's the God Sleep. It's a new magnificent meditation designed to enter you into your divine power. Oh, let's see here. Some Danya says, can we talk about surrender versus action? Absolutely. I believe that there's a place for both in the process of manifesting or creating the reality that you want. And the point at the beginning is you need to take action. In many cases, it's symbolic action towards your goal. And that means focusing your energy and then making it a necessity. The necessity is, I need to do this. You do those things that you need to do. And then once you get it into motion, once it's flowing, there's always a perfect point where you surrender. It's actually mentioned in the Bible. When God created, the metaphor of God creating the earth, on the seventh day, he rested. The seventh day is the surrender. You reach a point where you manifest, you focus, you bring your energy to it. And there's this natural point where you feel like it's there. And that's when you have to let go and let it be. And it always seems to be close to the end of the process. So once you feel that feeling like I've done the work, I'm going to continue to maintain the frequency, then you surrender. The mistake that people make is they obsess. They create imbalances. They take what they're doing and they make it so important. They place it on a pedestal and it creates excess potential, which throws them off of what they're trying to create. And so our goal is to reduce the importance, but increase the necessity. Those seem like there's contradictions. Generally, the magic in manifesting is where there feels like there's a contradiction. And you can find those two places. Surrender versus action seem like they contradict, but there's a place for both, and you will find it. Ultimately, shifting into realities is an art form. It's just like the baseball pitcher throwing the ball. He has to step back, get his weight, throw, spin the ball in the right way, and he has to release it and let the ball go. And so every time he has to work on his release point, his weight, his emphasis, his movement, his action, and then the release of the ball. It's what we're doing because we're manifesting every second with every breath, with every beat of our heart. So every time we have a new chance. So every time you have a new chance to learn that difference between surrender and action, and you're mastering it. Just because you ask that question, it means that you're getting close to mastery. I use your affirmations. Love, thank you. I feel I'm worth millions and will use money to help people. I love quantum jumps and practice finding. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Hard to accept I created this this mean girl roommate. I didn't know I knew that much about mean to create it so well. Kathleen, in the in the channeling that I just did with the creators operators, one thing I've learned with the simulation itself, the primary reason that we're in this holographic simulation is to create catalyst, to create these emotional events. And it can feel like a struggle, a mean roommate, an uncomfortable neighbor, an unfortunate family member. We create that because we exist within this simulation where we normally exist outside of it, where we're living in total joy, bliss, and power. But when you experience that, there's a part of your soul that loves it. There's a part of your soul that is like, yes, I need this catalyst, this thing, because it brings out something in you. And so the real test to learn is, how can I find love in this moment where there's this mean person that's in my environment? And so you'll learn how to find love in those moments. And if you can do that, it opens up something in you. Remember, you are a being of divine power. That person is just a creation of your own. They're not actually real. Take your power back from them. Don't give your power to that, because then what happens is the mean girl will go and a new mean girl will show up, and you'll see it as a pattern that will play out over time. So we don't want that pattern to play out. So I would just try not to empower the pattern of what you're experiencing. Yes, you created it. Why would you create it? Ask yourself that question, and a lot will come from the answers that you learn. Let's see, more and more questions. When trying to go into the void, how do you feel? I still don't reach it fully. I managed to dissolve my hands and arms. There is, I don't know if we can ever 100% go into the void. The more you do it, that you're going to get better. It doesn't have to be physical. It's a letting go. It's a releasing. Any thoughts about your identity are points where, okay, I still need to let go when I'm in that void. So if you can do that, it's going to help you entirely. And so I want you to try to keep doing it, and you'll get better and better at it. Just enter into a void of pure awareness. All right. If I've missed questions, I'm so sorry. Let's see, we got that one here. Let's see where else we got. I've been following you for years, but I never imagined you were so close. I live in Irvine. I was just at the Irvine Spectrum yesterday. We were eating at Roboto Wasa Sushi. I'm only 10 minutes. I live in Laguna Hills, actually. So I'm only 10 minutes away now. So people don't know, man. Orange County is great. Orange County is amazing. All of Orange County and LA really feel like one city to me. But it's so good that you're all here, and excited for that event in Anaheim. Can't wait to do it. All right. My relationship is like not exactly what I wanted. It's like I'm continuously being tested, but we love each other. Why is it being tested? Thank you for this. I would say that most people that are out there that are struggling, that are in a relationship, even people that are in good relationships, you're going to find that things don't ever feel like it's quite what you want, and you're experiencing give and take and learning lessons. The amazing thing about being in a relationship is it's a really amazing place to learn the lessons of love. One of the reasons for this simulation, this experience, this life, this illusion that we exist within, is to learn lessons of love that we normally don't live in our expanded version of who we are. And so it can, you love a person, but then you struggle, you have arguments, you have discontinuities, it doesn't feel quite right. What are those lessons telling you? A lot of times you'll learn a lot about yourself. It awakens knowledge within you about who you are and what you're doing. And so embrace that. That's one of the things we learn so much more and expand our understanding of love in those environments. And so if you have a situation that's frustrating between you and your partner, go back and revise it. Remember, all of time exists at the same time. Go back and experience it differently. Find the lessons of it. Always try to be the love in that moment. Find ways to forgive, and it's a great lesson to learn. Oh my goodness, Wendy almost went to eat at Robata. You know, we had some good sashimi when we ate at Robata. It was quite good. I totally recommend it. Big fan. We almost went to Javier's though. Javier's has got great Mexican food, so it's fantastic. You asked, how do I get to your event? You can find a link in the description of my videos to buy a ticket for the event. The event in Maui will be at the Westin Maui, and the event in Anaheim will be at the Hilton Anaheim. And if you buy tickets, we got an allotted group of discounts for rooms, and you can get a ticket there. And then it'll have all the instructions, the time, and then I just can't wait to meet you and talk to you in person. All right. Okay, we got one. It's too bad that we how to get out of addiction. It's too bad we didn't get Kyle to join us here, because we both have experienced addiction. And I have an episode on using reality creation to overcome addiction. If you look up Brian Scott addiction, then you can find out my journey, because I'm the ultimate. I've been addicted to alcohol and experienced that whole journey of being addicted. I think it's brought me on a path. It worked to my advantage. It allowed me to discover my true self and who I am. And my own experience is vividly experiencing realities where I wasn't addicted, and shifting so that I didn't need to go to AA or some therapy, because I shifted into a reality wasn't where I was not addicted. And I learned that I could create heightened states of emotion, of feeling, without using drugs. That I learned that I can control and have and experience blissful emotional states. So my addiction is breathing. My addiction is living, because I feel so damn good all the time that there's not really anything that I can take that would make me feel as good as I feel now. And know that if your addiction is because you want to change or forget what you're experiencing, that there are ways and means for you to do that outside of the substance, which seems like a quick fix, but it's not. And also, it's teaching you something about yourself. And know that we love you if you find a way to love yourself. And know that what another reason that I became addicted is I didn't want to remember. It was a way for me to avoid my responsibility to forget what I was doing. And when I took the time to remember, when I took the time to face what I was dealing with, it always got better. It's easy for us to avoid, and it's an avoidance technique. Find your bliss, find a way to create emotional states of bliss, meditate, join the soul family here, and take it one step at a time. I don't know what kind of thing that you're addicted to. It might mean that you need to go to a doctor or a specialist, because you have to do it safely. All right. But first thing that helps me, go to the gym, work out, drink water, and then enter into states, imagining yourself as whole and perfect. Shift into those states. Breath work is another amazing way to overcome that. And know that you're not alone, that you have allies and people that are with you all the way, and that journey is going to make you something amazing, that it will help you tremendously. All right. Which meditation would you recommend to align me with a positive outcome for what I'm currently working on? I would recommend any manifestation or quantum jumping meditation that I've designed. They're all designed to do that. And so they all are designed depending on how long you know it. You can do my 10-minute quantum jumping if you want to shorten it, or the best day of your life meditation. The goal is to put yourself, even for a couple of minutes, in a heightened emotional state, imagining what you want and then shifting into it. The ultimate meditation is the future self meditation. I have one on the channel, and I'll continue bringing out more. It's what we do at the events. It's what I do in my coaching sessions. And so, just again, this aligns you to the positive outcome, because your future self has the outcome already, and you're aligning yourself with a version of you that already has that outcome, integrating it within you and becoming it. And that's, to me, has been the most effective. All right. We got self-control meditations. Hi, brother. First of all, thank you for your help. So my question is, do you think it's normal to be gay? What do you or know about being gay? Any knowledge you can share with me, please? I think it's normal. I think that if that is what makes you happy, if that's who you are, if that's who you're aligned to, if that's who you were born as, then why wouldn't it be normal? We see others around that are experiencing that condition. It's not a condition; it's a way of life, and so I have no problem with it. And I don't want to get into the metaphysics of it too much, but I think that it's just you exploring a particular avenue of love and identity that's unique and powerful to you. It's a journey that you're on that brings about experiences in your life that, in particular, your soul wanted to experience. And I say more power to you, and I send you all my love and support. And I believe it's wonderful, and there's nothing wrong with you. Don't ever let anybody say that anything is wrong with you. Part two of my question. We are long distance and everything feels uncertain right now in terms of his job, if we get married and all that. So you have, so Sagara Kashahu, sorry if I, Sagara Kasahu, um, you're this goes to a part of her question about the relationship that you're in, and I do encounter a lot of people, especially with the growth in social media, where people have long distance relationships. I've had them as well, and the question is, where do you want it to end up? Are you always going to be long distance? At some point, for any relationship to truly work, in my opinion, you need to experience regular moments of daily life together. Not at the beginning. I've met people that had amazing relationships that lasted for years, in a long distance situation, and they maintain a very strong emotional relationship, by communicating on the phone regularly, long conversations, and it was satisfactory to them. And there are people that have been able to pull that off, but eventually one of the two of you needs to commit to say, hey, I'm willing to move to you, or he's willing to move to you. One of the two will inevitably have to occur if the love is strong enough. And so that means one of the two of you sacrificing something in your life, a job, a home, family, connections that you have. And so is your love strong enough to do that? And in many cases, it can be. But I can tell you this, and other people can confirm in the group, once you actually start living together, then your relationship will change. You think you know this person because you talk to them every day. You do not know this person until you're living together. It is a complete and total change in who you are. And so maybe you like the idea of them, but when you actually meet and connect, then their true version of them comes out. Maybe they leave their boxers on the floor when they sleep, or they leave the toothpaste out in the bathroom. These are things you're not encountering. So it allows you to get to know them and to grow with your love. Everybody is on their own path. If it's your intention for both of you to love, keep working on it. If you feel a genuine loving connection with this person, then give it a shot. Try to do everything you can. Be patient. Maybe it'll take a couple of years, but know eventually that you want your love to blossom into something more, so that you're connecting on a physical level, which is also an important part of the process. And I don't claim to be any expert. So, all right, I would like to use less marijuana. I vape it all the time. That's totally fine. I understand where you're coming from. At least it's not something worse. So, uh, marijuana for some people can raise their vibration, but when you reach a certain vibration, it can actually lower your vibration. It depends on the type of marijuana that you're partaking in. And you can, if you are vaping indica and it's knocking you out, taking away your motivation, that's different than other forms of of vaping. So it depends on how much indica or hybrid that you're partaking in. Sativa actually will give you energy, but it's a sort of anxious energy. So some people don't like it. But what I would say is, are you waking up groggy? Are you waking up absent-minded from your vaping? And vaping is rougher for me. I'm old school. Back in the day when we would bong it or we'd smoke from the joint. But if you're vaping, there's some part of you that says, I can sit here in my office and do it. I can do it when I wake up. So my friends that have become really heavy into vaping, it becomes unconscious. They'll wake up in the middle of the night with the vape right there and not know it. So you don't want the vaping to be unconscious. You want it to be a conscious activity at first. So don't vape unconsciously. All right. And I would still treat it as smoke, even though it's vape, just because it helps you to recognize what you're doing. So vape outside instead of in your car or in your house, even though it's vape. Am I back? I didn't know I even froze. All right. I think I'm back now. I think I'm back now. If I'm back now, I'm going to keep on talking. We're going to see when I go on here. I believe it's all right. All right. So sorry for the freeze. We don't have Kyle to help us out. So what I going back to my question, the question about, I want you to go outside when you do the vaping at first. And if you can do an edible or smoke instead of the vape. I know that theoretically it feels like the vape is better for you, but we still don't know a lot about vaping. We have centuries of experience of people smoking, but not as much experience of vaping. And there are certain vapes that have chemicals and things like that. See if you have a more vivid, more powerful experience, and experiment with it. What I have found is it's not very difficult to quit. And so if you choose, just take a break from it. Even if you take a couple of weeks or a month off from it and you come back to it, you'll have a better experience from it. And you don't want to be at a point where you feel like you're dependent on it for shifts in your state, or you're using it to sleep. You're just doing it to expand and make what you're doing better and happier. And if you can make it so you're not consistently doing it on a daily basis to begin with. But I have worked with clients that felt like they were addicted, to vaping, and that quit, and that really felt really wonderful. The thing that you should know is it can affect your visualization ability, and it can affect your ability to dream. That's the thing I notice with people that are heavy vapors, or people that are smoking heavily, is that suddenly they just don't dream. And I think that's unfortunate. I want you to have as vivid and powerful of dreams. So if you can at least stop until you start having vivid dreams and then start back, or eventually maybe not feel it, then it might be worth it. Hopefully that answers your question. All right. So sorry for bothering. One last cue. How to sustain the shift and feeling special when the old reality is pulling us back constantly? Thank you, Diva, for that beautiful question. And I would recommend you go and check out my episode, Navigating the New You After the Shift, which will help you, which is a guidance on navigating the shift, something that we work on. Remember that when you shift into the new reality, the old reality still has momentum. It's always there. And within a few days, you're going to have something that's going to come up that's going to bring memory of that old reality. No, be expecting for that new thing to come up, and try to maintain your emotional vibration with confidence. The reason I'm such a big believer in the future shift activation, future self activation, is that you embody that internal feeling of the future self. So I have so many people that have come to me and saying, I just feel so much more confident now. That's the thing that's really a highlight to me, is they feel like, hey, this is suddenly this amazing thing. I'm so much more excited now. And so that's what the future shift does, helps you to shift your consciousness so that you embody it. There are several different steps and ways to do that. You want to find anchors to the new reality. You want to embody those anchors. And then over time, as you continue to envision, continue to vibrate, move into that, it's going to be easier and easier for you. Somebody said, what about marijuana? Does it impede reality creation or help? I believe that it can do both. I truly believe they can raise people vibrations and it can lower it. It can affect people's ability to visualize, and it can enhance it. Everybody's at a different point in the path. People that use heavy amounts of indica in order to fall asleep or to numb themselves, I think it can affect your ability to create emotions and to visualize properly. And in those cases, it can hurt. In other cases, it can enhance. In everybody's situation, it's different. Brian, I'm having a difficult time connecting to my higher self or my angels, guides, no matter how long or how many times I sit and meditate. I don't feel like I'm connecting like I could be. Let me just say first, you are connecting. A lot of times people think, oh, I'm going to have this clairaudient voice that comes into my head where they say, hello there, I'm your higher self. And that a lot of times isn't what's happening. It's flashes, it's images, it's feelings, it's inspirations. And a lot of times it happens over time. You connect to the higher self and they show you things. They guide you into synchronicities and experiences. Everybody is connecting to those guides and it's experiencing them. So know that you are already connected all the time to those beings and they're communicating with you. Make it your intention. Say it out loud. It's my intention to communicate openly with my higher self, my guides, and my angels. I wish to do that. And then do specific meditations that me and others have designed that are specific. I want to communicate and connect with my higher self. I want to communicate and connect with my spirit guides. I have an episode from Quo tomorrow where they will go into detail how to connect to the higher self. Make sure to listen to that. I have some meditations on that. And I think that by doing the work, it will slowly happen over time. And you'll be genuinely surprised in the ways that they will connect with you. Ultra Mega OK says, how do I understand and cope with intrusive thoughts? Understand that the reality of our consciousness is that we're receiving intrusive thoughts, partially because we're telepathic receivers of thoughts. And so oftentimes we identify with the thoughts that come through as if they're our own. But in actuality, these thoughts that we're connecting with are thoughts from our neighbors, our friends in the quantum field. Thoughts attract other thoughts. So when you have one thought, it attracts others. So the first thing is to not identify with it. And then what meditators will teach is that you shift your attention by focusing on your breath. It seems to be as an intrusive thought comes up, you don't identify it. You don't say, this is me. And then you focus on your breath. Take a big, deep breath, slowly focusing on your breath, maybe for a couple of seconds. You'll notice that thought goes away. Also, make sure to watch my episode on the dissolve technique. And what that is, we empower the word dissolve so that when an intrusive thought comes up, you can close your eyes and just say, dissolve, dissolve, dissolve. And then what happens after you do that is that the thought itself begins to dissolve. That's what's exciting for me. So what I want to do here is, let me see if there's any other questions, and then we'll do a little meditation. Let's see here. Question. I was homeless and am fighting against the homeless identity. Any mantras to help with this? First of all, we say in this moment, you were homeless. No longer are you homeless. No longer do you identify with homelessness. All right. I want you to use the large sums of money affirmation with me. I want you to say it with me. I am so happy and grateful now that large sums of money come to me easily and quickly in increasing quantities from multiple sources on a continuous basis, in the best interest of all, that I get to keep, give, spend, invest, and circulate joyfully. I am home. I live in a beautiful home. My life is wonderful. Feel that. Feel that the infinite source of all prosperity is coming to you, and that you experience those moments of homelessness as a form of contrast into your experience, so that you could explore the joys of being at home. And then I want you to learn the power of questions. When you are in this situation, I want you to say, what can I do to find a home, to find my prosperity? Really amazing thing is when you ask questions, you will get answers. And so I want everybody in the group to send daughter of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. I want you to send light, love, and blessings to you and see you living in a magnificent, beautiful, wonderful home, safe and secure and happily enjoy. And with the power of this group, we empower you and embrace you and send you love, and it is done. Brian Scott, I want you to know that my life is almost totally perfect balance. I have your help in challenging times. I'm still a happy place. I know you're my brother. Thank you so much. It's always so good to hear from you. I appreciate your kind words to that. Let's see. All right. What we're going to do now is a little meditation. I just want everybody to take a deep breath with me. Breathe in and breathe out. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Hold it for a moment, the biggest breath you've taken, and then breathe out. I want you to move your consciousness to your heart. Put your hand on your heart. Breathe in through your heart. I want you to, first of all, just bring up a feeling of joy and embody that feeling for a moment. I want you to open up to the energies of the universe flowing below and above. Feel the energies moving through you. Take a moment and access the energies of the earth flowing through your feet. Feel these energies flowing up through your feet. They revitalize, rejuvenate, relax. You feel them flowing through your ankles and calves, into your knees, thighs and hamstrings, through your hips, your groin, your lower back, your chest and upper back. Let your shoulders down. Let this beautiful energy flow down your arms, into your forearms, wrists, hands, and fingers. Feel this beautiful feeling flowing up into your neck, around your face, around your mouth, your eyes, forehead. Open yourself to the divine energies of the universe flowing down through you. Swirling, activating every energy center in your body. Take a moment now from this place, in this wonderful state, and begin to embody a feeling of joy, going back and remembering the happiest day of your life. I want you to remember it, feel it, embody it. Open yourself up to the feelings of gratitude. Open up and embody it completely. Open yourself up to the feelings of excitement. Know that you can embody the most powerful, joyful, emotional feeling. You don't have to have a reason for it. Now just become awareness in this moment. Just feeling these feelings, feeling as good as you've ever felt. What we're doing is we're attracting an energy that flows into your body from around the universe, instantly teleporting into your sphere. Thousands and trillions of particles of light into your environment, healing you, blessing you, bringing you. These particles know everything about you. They're attracted by this powerful emotion that you're vibrating in. Now I want you to send this light out. Send it to your family, your friends, people you care about, to everybody that's watching this meditation in this moment. Send it to everybody in your city, in your state, your country. Send it to everybody in the world in this moment. Send it to everybody in this group. As you send the light out, more comes to you. And from this place, with this light, with this powerful elevated emotion, I want you to begin to imagining into your greatest future. I want you to unlock it and see it as vividly as you can. Sit with it. That's right. You exist within this as vividly as possible. Now connect to that version of you in that future that has experienced this. You see them, they see you, and they send you a download of information about everything you need to know to live this wish. Open yourself up to a download of everything you need to know. Now talk to your future self. They're there before you. What do they look like? See them, talk to them, connect with them, entangle with them. Now they merge with you completely. Feel the merging happening now. You take on their identity, their emotional signature, their memories. And now you let go of that old version of you and know that it is done. You have shifted into your future in just this moment, in the short meditation that we did together. Go out, find a way to bring love to those that need it, that know it, that believe it. Come back, integrate it fully with this version. I'm going to see if I have any more questions before we go, because I love to do this so much. Let's see here. Brian, when you say the word intention, do you mean we visualize the picture of it, or we want, or is it an emotion, or that we hold? Intention means it's not something that you want to do or hope that you can do. You intend to do it. It has a particular mindset that this is what I'm going to do. It is my intention to do it. There is an emotion associated with intention that's different than hoping or thinking. It is intending. It means that if I lift my hand, I'm intending to do that. I intend to do it. It's just like before you take an action, you have an intention to do it. It means that there's no question about it. So when you intend to do it, you make it your intention. All right. It's a decision that you're making that it will be done. Happen to Brian's energies. Thank you, Dave. I appreciate that. I'm sending all my energy to everybody. Let me take a moment. Take my energy. Take it. We live non-locally in this field, and if you want it, it's flowing through me. The energy's flowing through me. Oh, I can feel it. I feel it rushing through me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Take it, take it. Go with you. All right, what else do we have? Can I manifest something if I'm not fully in alignment with it, but I need to be because my other desires are dependent on it? Brian, can you take, please, this one? You want to try to be fully aligned with it. If you're not fully aligned with it, there's usually multiple doorways into your alignment. So why aren't you aligned with it? Is there some way that you can modify it or find a way to align with it? If you can give me a more specific question for that, if it's needed, if you're not aligned with it, meaning that it works against you, then your subconscious will block it. So we got to deal with the subconscious aspects of your non-alignment. If you can focus on that, if you can enter into that and modify that by affirmation or visualization, you can change your alignment with it. Sometimes it's like an argument you're having with yourself. One side knows that you need to be aligned, the other recognizes that you're not aligned. You find that bridge between both, and you recognize in your question the answer to this, that your alignment brings you what you want. That's what you're aligned with, and it's just a step on your path, and there's no need for you to judge yourself. I hope that answers your question. Let's see here. I do all these. Alf Pacino, always good to see you. I do all these meditations and activations, but I still have trouble interfacing with my higher self to determine my purpose. I'm kind of floating directionless. You know, you've been with me for so long, Alf Pacino. That surprises me because we've done a lot of higher self meditations. So I think that ultimately we all have a question about that. But if you, in meditation, make your intention, meaning this meditation will be focused exclusively on connecting to the higher self. The thing that I really found effective for the higher self that we do in our events is the Maniforce power technique, which is actually something that comes from Hawaiian mythic folklore and a meditation that they use. You generate energy with your hands, focusing on bringing your mana to your hands. You pull it into your body, and then what I have people do is follow the mana as it goes up into the higher self. What they would teach is that they would give energy to the higher self through a channel in their body. In that channel, it would float about 6 inches above your head. So I have people ride the mana ball. Another technique that I've used to connect with the higher self is you identify the part of you that's blocking the higher self, which is I physically see it as like a black ball of my ego that's kind of below me. And then I envision my higher self as this pure white light above me. And then I circulate that energy. I bring the higher self through that little black ball, back, flowing in a circle. And every time it goes through that black ball, it sort of cleanses this version of me that's thinking only of myself, that blocks my ability to connect with my higher self. And then it feels like they eventually both become of the same substance, the higher, and then I start to have visions of the higher self. So, and I do that in my higher self meditations. So those are 2 ways that you can connect to the higher self. Be sure to check out my episode tomorrow where Quo addresses this question, how to connect to the higher self. And they say with intention that and with purity of intention and promise that the higher self will answer. You are your higher self. You're already connected to. Know that when you're communicating with the higher self, they are getting an answer. It's just that you're not feeling that you're getting a response, but you are getting a response. Keep working on it. I promise you that you'll get a response, and then report back to me, Alf. It's always good to see you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, what do we got here? Yes, the Maniforce power activation is great. Make sure to check that out. Drew, I went outside to do this meditation. It was invigorating, even though it's freezing my ass. Well, I tried not to make it too long. I did a shorty that time. Thank you for sharing that. Do you recommend staying in scriptures after integration? I have found useful embodiment of Jesus' character to maintain stronger force and energy. If that works for you, absolutely. Like Neville teaches us, the Bible is, all the characters in the Bible are just you going through the process of awakening to who you are as God. Jesus is the final character stage in that process. So that's the Christ consciousness. And so I have found, yes, after meditations, reading Psalms or reading passages, particularly the red letters where Jesus is speaking, to be very powerful. If you embrace it, absolutely 100%. If it's working for you, which is the most important thing, then go for it all the way. Let's see here. Yes. Yes. Quo. It's been 3 months since we did Quo. The only reason I don't do as much Quo is they don't release as many channelings. So we got a new one tomorrow. It's one of their most recent ones. I love Quo. I wish they'd do more. I love those guys. Hi, I'm doing your wealth workbook. I loved your specific guided sleep meditation that is not on your channel, Marie. Can you specific person? I do, if manifesting your soulmate or specific person, I created an alternative one. I had somebody that came along saying that I had stole some of the scripts from another specific person meditation, but I created one that didn't use those exact wordage. And so you can find it on the channel. You can look up a playlist on my channel called the Love Revolution, and I have the love activation, and I have guided meditation both in sleep and in waking that you can use to manifest your specific person. Try that. And we also do a meditation in our events, which is great in a group setting, called Opening to Love, where I take you through a number of powerful, vivid visualizations where you embody yourself with that specific person and know that it does work. You can manifest your specific person, but be careful what you wish for, because you might just get your specific person. Know that they may be the one for you, but there may be somebody better. And I'm seeing you finding love, and it is done. All right. All right. Let's see. Any other questions before we go? What mantra do you recommend to get over a sadness of a robbery and loss of valuables? Can you guys help me out in the comments and put a mantra or affirmation to help with this? One thing that you might say is, I am the source of my prosperity. The things in your life are not the source. And so when you lose them, it can feel like you lost some version of your prosperity, but you are the source. And so if you lose something, you'll get it right back. So I say, I am the source of my prosperity. I want to send you a thank you and send love to your wife for sharing this. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your wonderful words, Red Spirit. All right. It is always an honor, a blessing, and it's wonderful to talk with you. Wow, 2 hours goes by quick. So be sure to check out the links in the description if you're interested in going to one of those events. And if you want to go deeper with this, you can join the Reality Revolution tribe at school.com/Reality Revolution. School is spelled SKOOL, where I hold weekly group sessions. A number of people in the chat can vouch for this. We have networking sessions and masterminds and exclusive content, meditations that you can only get in my group. And so that's another place that you can join. I'm sending all my love, all my light to everybody. I will see you tonight for the sleep meditation. I hope you guys have the most amazing Saturday that you've ever had. As always, welcome to the Reality Revolution.